From being a salesperson to an entertainment, and a moment when you realized, boom, I want to leave it all and be a comedian. Where did it all start?
I lost my mom, quick and so sudden that I was taken aback. She collapsed in front of my eyes and boom. Just 2 days back, somebody was saying about some person who fainted and he was gone. But we revived him and all that stuff and put sweet in his mouth. When he said that, I said, eyes rolled up, fell down, sweet. Why didn't I do that with my mom? That's the first thought that came into my mind. What could I have done in that moment, you know? So it literally destroyed me, and I went through a phase of extreme depression because I didn't know how to come out of it. I didn't know how to stop myself from thinking about mom. It's destined. The day you're supposed to die, you'll die on that day only. Anyone out there, you know, going through depression, everyone does. So don't feel that you're alone. You know, never feel that, you know, I'm the only one who's going through. Everybody is going through their own battle.
But how hard it is to get into comedy and yet be relevant today. What's your thought around?
It teaches you to go with the flow. Our industry is full of people from all facets of society. You know, and when you're on a shoot floor, it doesn't matter who you are. You are shooting, you're a part of cinema.
So, talking about pressure and stress, I know one of the show where you all had to create 200 jokes a day.
I feel कि nepotism है सब जगह. Film industry कोई point out नहीं करता. They're everywhere. No, so I like the concept of live and let live.
So welcome to Next Page with Sneha Karwat, and we have with us Suresh Menon, the face behind lot of amazing comic icons and scenes that we have seen. So let's start with the very first question with you, Suresh. From being a salesperson to an entertainment, and a moment when you realized, boom, I want to leave it all and be a comedian. Where did it all start?
Oh, so life is a comedy of errors for me, actually. So I grew up in Mumbai, in a South Indian society. So a lot of my friends were chartered accountants, engineers. Some of them actually went on to work with NASA. So that's the pressure that we had as growing up kids कि तुम क्या करने वाले हो जिंदगी में. तो जब रिपोर्ट कार्ड्स आते थे हमारी लाइफ में, तो when parents used to see our cards, इतने सारे red marks, you know. So we three brothers used to get caught every time, and then we used to get hear a भाषण कि उसकी तरह उसको देख, जयराम को देख, मूर्ति को देख, you know, कुमार को देख, वो लोग क्या पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, तुम लोग क्या करने वाले लाइफ से अपनी. उस सोच में हम लोग बड़े हो गए. But I was very fortunate कि जब मैं 10th standard में था, I didn't get a great percentage. So SSC those days, you know, SSLCs, Secondary School Leaving Certificate. That is what it was called.
Yes, no other board.
Yeah, so we got, the percentage was very less, and I wanted to do commerce. So I went and stood in a college का line, thinking commerce में तो मिल जाएगा, commerce is no brainer, science नहीं, chartered accountant बन जाऊँगा. So I went there, stood in the line, the peon comes and कितना percentage मिला? 57.19. Proudly I said, second class, those are a big thing. So he said, बाहर आइए. इधर यहाँ पे सिर्फ 60 प्लस. That time I said 55%, last year 55% था. ये साल बदल गया, increase हो गया अभी. Because if you have to get commerce, you have to have 60%. I was very upset. मुझे बहुत बुरा लगा. And then I went, my auntie was working in Bounce College as psychology department head, Mrs. Vasanta Menon, highly respected lady. She said, you will easily get an arts. It's a matter of getting a graduation degree. तू आ जा arts में. तो मैं arts join किया. मैं arts join किया. I was very happy because there were more girls in the class than boys. मैं बहुत खुश हो गया. लेकिन 2 दिन के डैडी came and said, अच्छा बेटा एक कॉलेज में एडमिशन हो सकती है तेरी कॉमर्स में, नेशनल कॉलेज के बगल जैसे कॉलेज को MMK वहाँ पर. तो मैंने अभी हाउ कैन आई गो सो फार फ्रॉम अंधेरी टू बैंड्रा. दैट टाइम इतना डिस्टेंस कौन कवर करेगा. एंड कोई मोटरसाइकिल बाइक वाइक कुछ नहीं था, मतलब बस में जाना है आना है. एंड देन नेशनल कॉलेज हैड अ ग्रेट रेपुटेशन ऑल्सो, यू नो. तो आई सेड I was
a national college student.
Yeah, I said, yeah. So there you go. So I started crying. Then my dad felt bad for me. He said, बेटा एक काम करते हैं, एक बाहर भी लोग मेरा स्टोरी सुनने के लिए आए थे. ना that's a strange conversation. So what happened, dad said एक काम कर तू, I'm not forcing you, you come with me to college, and once you come to college You see the environment and then you decide, ठीक है ना? So I said, done deal. He took me, then he told me this is where you get down and walk towards the college and all that stuff. And I went to the college, and this is where my life started actually. And dad said, I'm going to the common room, I'll meet the professor and I'll come out and then we'll talk. I said, okay. So I'm waiting there. A really beautiful girl came and stood next to me. And I was looking down and I saw her. I looked down again because I was wearing a shirt which was blue check shirt which had buttons जो भी सब एकदम symmetric होते हैं उस time पे if buttons were broken, mom and dad both were working in LIC. My grandmom was also there, but broken buttons means you have to sew it yourself. So I had done blue, white, blue and one each black. Suddenly I became so self-conscious. Trend. We are very self-conscious and full oily hair. I looked down, looked at her and she actually smiled at me. She smiled at me. Immediately I was totally in love. All the best songs, Hindi songs, romantic songs comes to mind. La 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 to bhi nahi aaya hua tha. It all came into my mind and I was like totally blown. And dad came out and he said, so what have you decided? I didn't take like 1 second. I want to join this college straight away. So MMK, I started my comedy career actually speaking, because then I went on to imitate professors very well. So every annual day I used to win prizes. But yet, पढ़ाई बहुत important था. बाकी सब ये करे तू क्या कर रहा है? So I did my ICWA. ICWA में I passed group 2. Group 1 में सिर्फ maths was remaining. But by that time I had decided I want to be a salesperson. I had joined 20th Century Finance बीच में after Crompton Greaves में sales 20th Century Finance में I was sitting one day pushing pen literally. So I said I'm bored. So my friend Javed said, if you're bored, what do you want to do? So I said, I want to go into sales, space selling. तो ये मेरे एक दोस्त है इमरान मर्चेंट, come and meet him. He's the editor of this magazine called TV and Video World. Big time. That time television बहुत कम shows होते थे. But we were watching Doordarshan too. I said, of course, why not? Space selling, great place. So I went there and Imran Merchant actually took an interview. Then he said, son, there is no vacancy over here. Lekin, what do you do in your spare time? Javed immediately said, sir, anybody walks in the office or the department, he can imitate them like this. और इतने jokes बनाते हैं, the moment he is there till he leaves, we are only laughing. So much of joy. So he started laughing. Then he said, have you thought about acting? तो बोला नहीं.
Wow.
तो बोला एक opportunity है RK स्टूडियो में, they are making a film with raw newcomers. फिल्म का नाम भी था परमवीर चक्र, डायरेक्टर थे मेजर अशोक कौल. तो आप कि मैं बात कराता हूँ अभी उनसे. हाँ, उन्होंने फ़ोन लगाया, लैंडलाइन वाला फ़ोन. मतलब कितना टाइम तो किन उस टाइम कर्रक 9 नंबर रहेगा तो कर्रक.
I know. It used to be fun. मेरे घर पे होता था जब मेरे grandparents हो जाते थे. I used to play with that.
So always 9 was the longest one.
Yeah.
So उन्होंने बात कराई and I spoke to Major Kaul and Ashok Kaul and he said, you come and meet me on 21st October 1991. So as many बहुत जगह मैंने I've said this many places. I said I entered RK studio and I bumped into Rishi Saab. And I said, so sorry, sir. And he said, no problem. Just patted me like this. And Rishi Kapoor touched me and I'm looking at him, what a fair and handsome person. Yeah. I said, wow, man, like so many of his films we used to watch on Doordarshan. And this is like great moment for me. By the time I reached there, I was like still looking back to see, if I can have one more word with him. But Rishi Saab chale gaye. I sat in front of Major Ashok Kaul. Then he said, do you have your pictures? Oh, I gave him my pictures. पिक्चर्स देखा. टुडे आई नो कि उनको बहुत जोर से हंसी आ रही थी.
Looking at those pictures.
A total Malwari picture of mine. Oh. And then he said, beta, unfortunately I'm doing this film. We need raw comers. You fit but you don't fit. I said, how? You look like you're from a very rich family and it's about army boys. They come from very troubled lifestyles and all that stuff. They're lean, mean and they're raring to go. You look very in a lap of luxury or something like that. So next 15 minutes I spent in, sir, I'm not from a rich family. मैं बस में आया हूँ. पूरा ट्रैफिक उस टाइम ट्रैफिक है, बस में क्राउड, ट्रेन में क्राउड, उसके बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ. And he started laughing. And then he said, maybe you should try comedy, but his film mein, I'm sorry. I was very disappointed and comedy was this that happened naturally that time. Comedy was something that made me laugh. When I reached Chembur station, I made a call to someone, I can't take the names, and said that, listen, I didn't get the role. That person started laughing and said, obviously you won't get the role. I mean, who told you you're an actor just because Ganpati में यहाँ पे नाटक करते हो बिल्डिंग में, ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. So I felt bad and then I said, नहीं ये लाइन में मुझे ट्राई करना चाहिए. 91 छोड़ा, 92 में I joined Times of India, then 93 में I left everything and I said I'm going to try. लंबे लंबे बाल बने थे, फाइट ट्रेनिंग के लिए जाया
I can't
करता
even
था.
visualize you with hair. To be very honest, you said this couple of times, but मैं visualize ही नहीं कर पा रही हूँ. Suresh Menon with hair.
Yeah. It's,
I would love to see that
I'll,
picture.
I'll send you the picture for sure. So काफ़ी time के बाद I realized comedy is where I'm very good at. I could make people laugh just like this. Already I was doing it in the building. Relatives को imitate करता था. Building के uncle aunties को आज तक मैं imitate कर सकता हूँ. And I used to make really funny sequences around it. So it became lots of fun. And that's how the comedy in my life started. With one rejection, with one acceptance, and then a role with my first show called Main Bhi Detective. It was based on Cluedo. Adi Pocha was the director.
Yeah.
And he had a audition those days, that too in Baida's Hall. There are at least 100 people, 100 strugglers those days. Amongst them was Manoj Bajpayee, myself, Rajesh Jays, Jitu Shastri. Rajesh is doing a lot of OTT stuff now. Atul Srivastav.
Rajesh Talang.
No, Jays.
Okay.
And Sanjay Mishra. So this was the gang that I met over there. And it's unbelievable. They came from NSD where they told stories of how they are literally starved, to get into a role or to do on stage and all that stuff. It was great knowing those facets of actors. And then suddenly Adi Pocha made us do some bizarre improvisation. Like imagine playing a slipper. You can't even imagine.
Yeah.
So you have to, that time rubber slippers, so I went like this, because they did that one thing like this and then those two hands like that, where your feet used to go, अरे क्या करे तो feet अरे यार पैर ने तो क्या है पास मार रहा है अरे कौन सा socks पहन के आया था, all those things.
How could you really do that?
So, bizarre. Adi Pocha was just laughing at all the actors and we got selected. Manoj, me, Jitu Shastri, Shiva, Rindani, Captain Zatak was supposed to be the host of the show. Itna kuch hua, Manoj backed out last moment because he said he didn't want to do this kind of acting. He was very sure that he wanted to be a renowned actor, known for his acting skills, and he went on to do that. He's an absolutely wonderful person. He still remembers all these things strangely. And I just stuck to that because I had lots of fun playing a bedroom, playing a juta, playing a knife, playing a scissor. So weird things we had done. And of course, characters also. Sometimes I had to be a waiter, sometimes I had to be a rich person, fat guy. So that time itna pet nahi tha. Lekin how we used to do all those things, well, a lot of fun. I really enjoyed myself. And I don't think I ever looked back after that show.
Wow, I'm just wondering how difficult it could be. How difficult it could be. I mean, it is so easy to look at the success, but those punchlines, those comics, those laughter that we all have, but how hard it is to get into comedy and yet be relevant today. What's your thought around it? It's not so easy when we look at any other acting skills, right? Even when we see a renowned actor playing a comedy, we're like, यार ये तो versatile है, ये सब कुछ कर सकता है, comedy भी कर सकता है, because comedy has a separate space.
Yeah,
and not everybody can deliver.
Yeah. So I don't know. As I told you when we spoke the other day, I somehow after that one stage of my life when I entered the film industry, I'm really grateful for one thing. It teaches you to go with the flow. Our industry is full of people from all facets of society. And when you're on a shoot floor, it doesn't matter who you are. You are shooting, you're a part of cinema, you're part of entertainment, you're part of television. I'm a television boy. I'm very proud that I started my career from TV. But it became a place where, you could make friends, not that, not all of them last. That's industry, there is the hard side of it also, which is, I somehow accepted it. I always knew, my dad used to say that your friends, by at the end of your life, you'll be able to count them on your palm. on your fingers.
Fingers.
One hand can be.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll have just two friends who are always there with you, and others will be your friends. They will become your close friends. A lot of people come and go. But somehow I never felt bad. I never felt ये क्या हो रहा है दोस्त होके नहीं. I never held any of my friends responsible for my career graph. I only held myself responsible of going or reaching where I am, and I've been very fortunate to stay relevant because of Jose Covaco, my radio partner.
Yeah.
He started off when we started off radio. It was again improvised. We were English that time, 2003, and there's a story on how I got that radio show. Also, it's one of the most painful moments of my life. In 2002 and 3, what I went through, absolutely painful. But meeting somebody like Jose at that time and then doing radio, your heart just felt so happy to go to the radio station, do fun. So I used to, that those days were English, so all the mimicry that I knew, I used to make all the characters speak in English. Sanjeev Kumar became TK, Thakur sir, call me TK, I'm cool here. Yeah, you start,
Yes, I have heard this.
So
yes.
lot of fun stuff we did, and even during COVID, when people were struggling to do something or the other, Jose said, let's do a show called Ghost Streams.
Oh yes, I have heard that. I think even Cyrus was there with you.
Cyrus Saukar also joined us in between.
Yes.
So they come and go, but Cyril, me and Jose are thick on that show. And we have people coming on a Zoom link and telling us ghost stories from all across the globe, and that's such a joy. So I stayed relevant thanks to Jose.
But you all make that ghost stories also funny.
Yeah.
It's there in your DNA. It's so well embedded in your DNA कि आप लोग कुछ भी कर लो, comedy तो आ ही जाता है.
Because
in fact, sorry to cut you here, but I was listening to one of the girl and I was laughing because of your comments. So that was funny.
So that's why somehow, touchwood, I stayed relevant.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in any situation.
Oh yeah, any situation. Just imagine your career has just started, you got married, marriage has got its own share of responsibilities and headaches. You're married, right?
Yes.
So you know it.
ऐसे ही नहीं है बच्चा.
Yes. So all that tension was there, and that's the time when I lost my mom. It was so quick and so sudden that I was taken aback. Today when I think maybe I could have done 100 things, so it doesn't go away. She collapsed in front of my eyes and boom. And I spent a lot of my time thinking that मेरे होते हुए कैसा हुआ है, because my thing to all the kids, even today I say that make it your life's ambition to look after your parents when you grow up. So me being there and such a event happening was unbelievable. The other day, just 2 days back, somebody was saying about some person who fainted, eyes rolled up, and the person fell down and he was gone. But we revived him and all that stuff and put sweet in his mouth. When he said that, I said, eyes rolled up, fell down, sweet. Why didn't I do that with my mom? That's the first thought that came into mind. She was also diabetic.
Till today.
Till today. So what could I have done in that moment, So it literally destroyed me, and I went through a phase of extreme depression because I didn't know how to come out of it. I didn't know how to stop myself from thinking about mom. Till one day I went on my way back home. I stopped at my parents' dad's house. I still call it my parents' house. And I went there, and when dad was just doing something, I went to the room and I just looked at mom's photograph. Dad came behind and tapped me and said, why are you doing this to yourself? So I said, no dad, I miss her a lot. I know I could have done something. He said, no son, you couldn't have done anything. Come sit with me. He sat me down and he told a story. He said, long ago in Kerala, there was this Shankaran Nambudri. One guy was there. He was slightly touched in his head. So in the village, he used to roam around, and all he did was, he used to roll a stone up a small hill, and he used to roll it down. And the stone used to go down rolling. He used to just clap his hand and he used to be very happy. That was his happiness in his life. And whatever alms people gave him, rice and all that, he used to collect it. And the night, wherever he found fire, he used to cook the rice, eat, and go to sleep there. Usul ka aadmi tha. One day he did the same thing. He took the rice and he was trying to find fire. He didn't find fire anywhere. He saw a cemetery. Cemetery mein aag jal raha, burn ho raha. So he made his rice over there. He ate. And as a rule is, he slept there only. slept there. तो रात को the ghouls came out, the ghosts came out, the rakshasas, all those people came out, and they said, "Arey, what is this Manushya doing over here?" So they tried to scare him. He didn't get scared. And they said, requested him to get out of here. He said, hello, listen, this is what I do, and wherever I finish eating, I sleep there only. So you all can't scare me. I am sleeping here only. They said, Arey, how this is not right. So they called goddess Mahakali. Kali ji, Mahakali comes and says, Manushya, what are you doing here? You have to go from here. This is our time to play. You're not supposed to be here. So he said, no, mother, this is my rule and I'm going to sleep here only. So she gets fed up. She looks around and she says, okay, I'll do one thing. I'll give you anything that you ask for. So he said, anything that I ask for? Sure. So she said, okay. So he says, do one thing. From the date I'm supposed to die, let me die 1 month after that. That's the only boon I want. I'll go away from here. So she said, Arey Manushya, aisa nahi hota hai. The day you're supposed to die, you'll die on that day only. So he said, Arey, this is a problem. So he said, do one thing. The day I'm supposed to die, take me away 10 days before. Arey, this is Manushya, don't you understand? It's destined. The day you're supposed to die, you'll die on that day only. Nothing can help you. That day you will go. So this आगे पीछे नहीं होने वाला है. तुम निकल जाओ यहाँ से. तो हाथ जोड़ता हुआ, this is the truth that I wanted to know, dear goddess. I am glad that I know, and I hope I can share it with a lot of people so they understand not to be afraid of death. This is what death is. It will come at the time it's destined when you're born. It will come. It's pointless crying and doing anything like that. So he said, I've been having since you asked me for a boon, my left leg, right leg, में there's a limb, transfer it to my left leg. Because my right leg has suffered a lot, अभी left को suffer करना, grant करती है boon और वो चला जाता है. The moral of the story is dad tells me that the day you're supposed to, you'll do. What you could have done, nothing, son. It is there. You are nothing. You are a human being. You are thinking, anger, gussa, ye wo, nahi, kuch nahi. So this is the only truth that you understand. After that, I felt, and after when he passed, it was also sudden, but I was much more in control, and I followed whatever he taught me that time. So these are lessons of life. And then imagine after my mom, I see my firstborn child premature by 3 months. And I was shooting for Bharat Dabholkar that time, and also a film called Stumped with Raveena Tandon. And I used to be in the hospital with my wife before the delivery happened. And in the mornings I used to go for shoot. And when the delivery happened, there's no chance you can stay in the hospital because the kid is in NICU. And you have to go there. You have to go there with a gown and all that and hold the child for some time. That's all. I looked at him and I said, if I become depressed now, this child is going to get that energy from me. I have to stay positive. And what luck, the nurses over there didn't know, but they're listening to Red FM. Sometimes my Kamla Ka Hamla used to happen on air. Sometimes my other voices used to come on air. And then they came to know I am the father and I am the same voice. They used to keep the radio near my kid sometimes just to make him hear. Not loudly, of course. The other kids also were there. But what a time it was. It was testing times, and somehow I found the strength to find something positive. And from that day, from those days onwards, I always feel it's a flow. You cannot go against the flow. Against the tide, if you go, you'll be in trouble. So go with the flow. Try and do as much of good that you can do in life, and let it take its own course.
Interesting how we try to control our life, but
we can't. The control is with that man who's got the FIFA killing him, the players, same thing.
Joystick.
He's playing with us. Arey Suresh ko dekh.
Oh, I can visualize that. So, talking about pressure and stress, I know one of the show where you all had to create 200 jokes a day, and that's not funny.
The show's name was Sorry Mary Lorry.
Oh, one of the iconic again,
Yes.
because I can remember when you say Sorry Mary Lorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That show gave us Rajesh Hirji, also brilliant actor, and then of course Sanjay Mishra, myself, Rajesh Jais. We again, the same team was there in it together, and Adi used to come in the morning. We need to complete 200 jokes today, and things are fast. So then sometimes we used to, by lunchtime we finished 90. Now we know the run rate is good. Everyone is batting fast. अभी रात को 10 बजे तो हो जाएगा. कोई jokes नहीं मिलते थे. So he used to look up to the light man, say, and his Hindi was very bad, still is. Sorry, Adi. So, Adi used to look up and say, hey, सुनो, तुम्हारे पास जोक होगा तो देना, हम तुमको 200 रुपया पर जोक देगा. तो 200 rupees per joke. सब लोग लिखते थे and some of the jokes were very funny, so we shot like mad people. लेकिन so much of laughter, Sneha, so much of laughter.
200 rupees a joke.
But everyone used to enjoy.
Wow.
So
Wow.
some people, they used to have a after the schedule got over, some guys made $1,000, some guys made $2,000. So very happy.
Wow.
और कब होगा इसकी shooting?
And everybody was
Everybody
working, like
was
from
working.
cameraman to.
Oh yeah. It's a crazy. And I think a lot of my acting and timing happened because of that show. You know, of course, then I went on to do Ikke because Sajid Khan, and we both, I think, we were the first naughty boys of television, taking the Mickey out of all the big stars, producers, and everything. We had lots of fun, man. So I've been fortunate that a lot of laughter in my life for sure. Thank you God for that.
Fine, touch wood. So talking about successes, talking about pressure, stress, but we also see, everybody wants to enter Bollywood like a full-fledged,
Yeah.
a big screen, and you're one of those. I think you're one of those who have also done many films with Shah Rukh Khan. I mean, and we all like Shah Rukh Khan.
Oh yeah. I done 4 films with Shah Rukh.
Wow.
The first one was Dil To Pagal Hai, where again it was an audition which I got selected by Uday and Adi Chopra and the friends. We didn't have much to do, but they sort of they wanted the look and feel of the characters who are there with Shah Rukh. So we were not there prominent, but we were there behind the background. So they did such a brilliant job of it, and I must say that Yash Raj films, people talk a lot of nepotism, the blah blah and all that stuff, but the way they treated human beings on sets is an example that every production house should follow. A person like Yash Chopra, I never heard him scream during the shoot. I never heard him abuse anyone during the shoot. I never heard him put down anyone during the shoot. Same with Shah Rukh Khan, same with Madhuri Dixit, same with Karishma. So well behaved and so polite the whole shoot was. Not even once. I heard even Manmohan Singh Ji, the cameraman, never shouting at anyone.
Wow.
It was like, wow, what a place. And this was my second film. My first film was with Jackie Shroff and Priyadarshan. There was a different South Ka unit, and this is a great legacy of Yash Raj films that we are shooting with. And we are like, wow, man, this is like so nice. Pam auntie, I can call her that, late Pam auntie used to make sure at times if she got anything from home, during lunchtime she made sure that the friends, like we were all literally nobodies. She used to call us, make us sit with them and have lunch. Who does it? Why do they? Nobody did that. I have seen, this was only a unit that I got this experience. I worked with the best. I worked with really big producers and all that stuff. But this kindness and small things, it doesn't take too much. Just a smile, a kind word, and talking softly to people. And even if there's a mess up or something, nobody screaming at somebody or putting them down. And that shows a culture, that shows everything. So for me, that was a great film. And Shah Rukh himself is such a lovely person. So when I was doing Ashoka with him, great experience. Chalte Chalte, Aziz uncle, that Chalte Chalte is again during Shivu's sojourn in the hospital. Shivu was there in the hospital at that time. We were shooting late nights, and Aziz uncle's wife was also serious, and she was also in the hospital.
Yeah.
And it was so... it was like a family. Once they came to know about it, they scolded me. They said, what's wrong with you? Can't you tell us about this? Wow. What do you think? You're a big hero, comedian, that you can face all these things. It makes sense to talk, son. Talk to someone. Don't keep it bottled inside you. So many things. And they're going out of their way. You need anything, tell. Shah Rukh is saying, don't hesitate. Just come to me and talk to me and tell me. Because that time medicines and all, yahan wahan karna padta tha. They're all willing to help. And that sort of goodness.
That's humanity.
Yeah, humanity. And what a guy. I never tire of telling a story. Sorry, this is one more great story, Shah Rukh. I have, as much as I speak about it, it's less. I did Ravan with him, small cameo. Music release function mein, they were inviting all the actors on stage. Shah Rukh was hosting it. And first time I saw him wear specs and reading out names and all. Shah Rukh is calling everyone. So I was sitting with the cast and crew. Suddenly I saw, सब लोग गए. मैं अकेला बैठा हूँ. मुझे नहीं बुलाया. So for a moment, I felt bad. I said, नहीं, शाहरुख है यार, पागल है यार. बेटर है, तू कैमियो किया है, क्या इतना प्रॉब्लम है? I sat there with and smiling, applauding everything and all that. So he had come to the technicians, announced Rasul Pukati, and somehow I felt he's looking at this page and he's looking behind backstage and he's looking at me like this and again look backstage. And he just crumpled the paper in his hand and he said, before I carry on, I want to call upon someone who has given me so much of trouble for his dates, more than Kareena Kapoor, somebody जो मेरी नकल करता है और मैं कोई सोचता हूँ उसको एक दिन पकड़ के धुलाई करूँ उसकी. I want to call upon stage my very good friend Suresh Menon.
Wow.
He didn't have to do it, man. That was like a moment, and my Red FM team was covering it from the other side, the taping the audio, and they started hooting, screaming. Next day, when I went to the office, Rohini Ramnathan, the RJ, she said, "We are so happy to hear him say that. Suresh, it made our day." I said, "I can't tell you what happened to me. You know, I think that's one of the first time I went, held a hero in a bear hug, and I planted a kiss on his cheek, and I told him, thank you so much. I'll never forget this gesture of Shah Rukh Khan."
बोलते हैं ना, this creates a difference between आम आदमी and महान आदमी.
Yeah, absolutely. He didn't have to do it. You know, it's not that he had any action. Neither was a producer or anything like that. Great. I never shy away from saying that Shah Rukh is a wonderful human being.
So you've played multiple hats, you know, from being a mimicry artist, hosting, running a podcast, being an actor. I mean, what not? Which is one thing which really connects you, which says this is Suresh Menon?
Oh boy, that's difficult. I think all the characters that I did was typically me and some other people's voices or faces and all that stuff. But I will never forget Ikke Peka, the show that I did with Sajid Khan. It's not because of anything we were just discussing the other day. It was something that was unscripted that I talk about today. We were there much ahead of our times. The guys cross-dressing today, we were there much ahead of our times. We had already done that, been there, done that. So it gave me a confidence which sort of set things up for me, set the tempo. Then I was never afraid of facing the camera, never afraid of being in front of big directors or even saying what is there in my mind. That fear just went away. And the other show, then I will give the radio show on Red FM, Comedy Number One, Jose, and then I went on to do the Great Indian Comedy Show. I think Great Indian Comedy Show was outstanding teamwork and outstanding actors. Ranveer Shore, Vinay Pathak, Ranveer Shore, Vinay Pathak, Gaurav Gira, Kiku Sharda, Purvi Joshi. Brilliant actors, Howard Rosenmeyer, Ashwin Mushran, Rajesh, all of us were part of that show. Kunal Kumar, and I'm sorry if I forgot anyone, but all of us were together. It was like a family of the director Sashan Shah, writer Arshad Sayed, and a team of them. Tanmay Bhatt was writing for us that time. Saurabh Pant was writing sketches for us at that time. So much of joy and so much of happiness. I don't think anything in life gave me that sort of, oh yes, I've arrived. You know, Great Indian Comedy Show was that turning point, pivoting of my career. And thanks to Samir Nair who believed in this show. You know, it was India's answer to Saturday Night Live in living color, and I think it threw up a lot of great actors into the business at that time. That's been outstanding.
But when I look at comedy, which is which way a very difficult thing to do, and point in time when you entered the industry, it wasn't an easy. I mean, you have to work, you had to show. But now when we look at social media, this has become a place. It's easy and accessible to each and everybody who wants to come. So how do you find this juggle between being what you were and being now where the industry is moving?
I find it very funny when people call me for auditions today and then they ask me to share my Insta profile also. So when they do that, I say, listen, I've got very less followers, so don't waste your time. You know, so a lot of them, no, we don't look at followers, but it has become that. So I think today the casting has, not everywhere, like Jaideep Palawat and all, what great actors OTT has thrown, but things have changed. Social media has taken over, and the marketing algorithms are coming to filmmaking. So cinema is dying. You know, cinema was passion. Cinema is something that comes from the heart. Cinema used to be great directors saying that I need Rajesh Khanna for this, I need Dharmender for this. Cinema was these guys without flinching their eyelid or for asking for more money, just going and working with Rishida or Masuda. Or Yash Raj films, Yash Chopra. You know, that was cinema. Today it is becoming a circus with influencers coming into an influencers. Come on, yeah. You know, when you face a big Harry and then you're facing your own selfie side of the camera, it are two different things. They are doing what they are very good at, and they are doing it very successfully. Hats off to them. The problem is not them. The problem is the great executives that who choose like who should be there in this project. You know, they are the ones who are the problem because they do not know creativity from their backside. They do not have the brains to understand what cinema is, or they are not even seen what a shooting floor looks like, or they are not gone through the hardships of, you know, waiting in a queue for tea for an hour.
Exactly.
Like when my first film, I was playing Jackie Shroff's friend. Nobody knew me. We were shooting in Chennai, full Malayali unit of Priyadarshan, but nobody cared a damn. You know, so sometimes I used to get one roti and sometimes broken off at the edge and some dal. Now I couldn't complain because this is my first film. I have to be there, and I was wearing boots, I was wearing glasses, trying to be like a hero, but nobody really gave a flying F for who I am. So I used to stand there, and I've done that, I've seen that, and the thing is that you're learning. You're standing behind and you're watching, and there's no chair. So imagine standing on a set from 9 a.m. in the morning till you pack up at 9 p.m. in the night. You're just standing. There's no place to sit. You found a seat somewhere and you're sitting for some time. Suddenly somebody will come and say, "Arey, यहाँ पे camera लग रहा है. Please go. Yeah, get out from here." That was a talk also. So you get up and move. So humiliation, waiting game, watching great directors direct, watching great cameramen light up magic on the sets, and watching great performances. Anil Kapoor is known for his hard work. Jackie Shroff is known for his brilliance. And man, I've seen all this. But today's executives, do they understand? I doubt. I seriously doubt.
Even the A stars of Bollywood has been through the same journey, right?
100%. Shah Rukh has come from nowhere. Shah Rukh was doing television before.
Yes.
You know, Akshay Kumar came from nowhere. He was going to people's offices. Amitabh Bachchan also used to go. A lot of people are, "Hey, Lambu hai, chal nikal ja."
Rejected.
Rejected.
Yeah.
Everyone has faced rejection. You know, that's why when people talk about nepotism, I feel very sad. You know, बाप अपने बेटे के लिए करेगा ही.
और लोगों के पास कुछ नहीं है तो बोलते भी हैं. मुझे तो ऐसा लग रहा है आपकी बात तो सुन के.
Yeah, I feel कि nepotism है सब जगह है. फिल्म इंडस्ट्री कोई पॉइंट आउट नहीं कर सकती. They're everywhere.
बिजनेस में सबसे ज्यादा है.
लेकिन क्यों नहीं? And isn't it?
And that's right, fair enough.
Exactly. कोई बोलेगा क्या? No, मैं अपना बिजनेस कर रहा हूँ. मैं अपने नेबर के बेटे को दे रहा हूँ. मैं अपना बेटा निकम मैं उसको नहीं करेगा. बाप ने इतना हार्ड वर्क किया for his family. He'll do things for his family first, then look after others. I think groupism is the correct term in the industry that's happened over the years. There are groups, and in that group, you either be with a group or you, if you're not in any group, then you're just floating around like me. You know, and someone, like they say in a bathroom, when there are floaters, it can get flushed down. लेकिन फ्लश करते करते sometimes floater still remains. I am that persistent floater. जितना भी flush down करो मैं नहीं जाऊँगा.
Creativity is coming out. And visual people like me can actually imagine flush what you're still existing there.
I'm still there. अरे गया नहीं अभी तक.
Okay, that's nice. Next time when I'm flushing,
you know what?
okay. Who's here? Oh, that's funny. But you know, this also shows how, and that's where जब बोलते हैं ना जान नहीं है आजकल के वो मूवी में.
100%.
शायद इसीलिए वो जान नहीं है. And we might not know Shah Rukh Khan in person, we might not know Jaggi Dada in person, but the struggle, the hard work has made them what they are today.
Yeah.
And that had always come out in the cinema for us.
Exactly, you could see that thing, no? Yeah. You know, if Amitabh Bachchan played the angry young man in Zanjeer, he was angry. What all things he went through. There are stories of him not getting a chair to sit. Somebody, when he was going to sit there, they put his feet on the chair, so he was standing. बच्चन सर के साथ भी हुआ है. So it is a struggle. Until the time you've not gone through these things, I don't think you can get anything right on paper or an Excel sheet or a Gantt chart that's very popular with all these executives. You know, so even I use it for sure. But you know, when somebody who has been through all this, vis-a-vis somebody who's not seen this side of filmmaking, there's bound to be a difference. Then it's all number crunching, you know, numbers are showing, the influencer marketing this is showing, you know, the number of people who are commented on his last post. Oh, come
this
on.
influencer, this you know, portfolio.
Like push
and
point
that.
or who cares? People are going to the theatre and watching mass action films. People are just loving it. Oh, we didn't come. Now they are doing it for marketing, but I don't think they've ever bothered it. Rajni sir has ever put up a video on Instagram saying, "Boy, hey, watch my jailer." कुछ नहीं. Rajni sir की film आ रही है, cinema, full, house full. That's it.
How do you differentiate Bollywood with, you know, the south side of the industry?
South is very disciplined, extremely disciplined. Tamil Nadu and Telugu, in Telangana and Andhra, they make films which are larger than life. Their imagination skills are really wonderful. Take it, be it an RRR, be it Pushpa, be it Bahubali. Correct, Bahubali, correct.
Yes.
And you can't match that. So they can say, oh, they are inspired by Hollywood. Why can't you be inspired, boss? You know, we land up making things which look shabby because most of the budgets went into the hero's payment. Here, these boys started playing it very smartly. And so, once you see that kind of special effects, when you see that sort of heroism, people are sold on it. And people like to see a hero winning, not losing. You know, if heroes start losing, then there is no heroism left in the world. Then there will only be villains. That's the scary part.
But yeah, the love that we see in you know, south side of the movie is way too different,
Yeah.
and the content is also there. And we might say कि यार ये तो कुछ भी करते हैं, but somehow वो content उनका सही लगता है, मजा आता है.
मजा आता है.
वही अगर बॉलीवुड कॉपी करता है ना, मजा नहीं आता. वो डिलीवरी नहीं होता वैसे.
Like films like Animal did well, Jawan did well. बीच में Salman's films were back-to-back hits they were happening. Till people start saying Salman is looking disinterested in every scene. You know, but like he came back with Wanted, Salman. When Wanted came, then you could see that. Then Dabang, you would love to see that man.
Back to the.
You want to see a hero doing action, doing it diligently, and people are craving for that. So people are not going to theatres because Hindi में especially because ये नहीं मिल रहा उनको. You know, so I'm begging and pleading. मेरी एक दो कहानियाँ सुन लो.
And what would your next move would be? From being an actor, a mimicry artist, a comedian, would you like to be into direction now?
Direction has been a tempting affair, but I think I'll give it some more time. I am writing stories. I got a slate of 10 story ideas which I've written. One story I've finished writing, dialogues and all are mine. But I know direction is a different beast. You know, a lot of actors have failed as directors. I don't want to be just another number over there. When I get to a floor to direct, it would be a film that is already complete on paper. Then I will step onto the sets. The day I do that, you'll know that this guy's made his hard-bound story ready, and he'll just be flicking the pages and saying this is the exact shot that I need. That's all. Though that's sort of homework I'm going to do. So see, when you do such thing, that makes a lot of sense. But I want to play a producer now. I want to raise funds for filmmakers, talented filmmakers who do not get a chance to tell their stories. Now stories का मतलब नहीं कि कोई भी story बोलो कहो आप कोई भी story सुनाओ लोगों को अच्छी story सुननी चाहिए लोग people should have access to great stories and there will be rubbish for sure but if you do not hear 10 stories and pick out 2 from them you would have failed in your job. You know, so I want to be that one bridge who will raise funds and help people put their stories in front of people. But I'll make sure that these stories are worth putting in front of people.
Wow. That's also, you know, there's a saying that, you know, givers gain. So,
yeah. So
giving a platform to people who will have a real good story.
I want to do that. And it's a good time that we also explore the great mythology of our religion, Hinduism especially, because there's such a lot of stories which are untold. Those days we had access to Amar Chitra Kathas. Today we don't have that. So we can use these tools and say stories and stories of heroism, valor, and great skills.
So
Those
true.
are stories to be told. So why not go back and read some books, read some old stories, or listen to something that an old grandmother must have told you,
Yes.
and make something out of it.
That
So
reminds me of Ramanand Sagar. That was the first place जहाँ पे हमने actually रामायण समझा था.
exactly.
That is our base of Ramayana
Yeah,
today.
yeah. Just imagine. So everyone, I think Arun Govind ji, still we look at him, we want to call him Sri Ram.
Yes.
And so
Yes,
even
I mean,
Mahabharat was exactly the
yes.
same. We used to Sunday को कोई नहीं miss करता था. Roads used to be empty.
Never.
So today, of course, आप मोबाइल में भी देख सकते हो तो.
But that reminds me, it was so much of love affair within the family to sit on Sunday, watch that thing, and उसी time पे बस वही जो animation जो भी बोल लो, I don't know what is the right term. That was the most fascinating thing
Special
for
effects.
us. The
I still,
special effects.
it
Yes.
was Chotu thing, na,
हाँ,
like Ravan ne
हाँ,
arrow भेजा रहा,
हाँ,
Ram
charming,
and for sometimes the arrow used to take a long time to meet, but it was fun watching those,
yes.
and I used to love the reaction. And we used to miss that. So we all grew up watching that. We all grew up reading a lot of these stories,
Yes.
and I think it's time to bring them back in new avatars. When I see Avenger, a lot of these, including Avatar, Govinda said that he was supposed to be in Avatar today. So
Avatar has been inspired by Hindu mythology. Now we don't even call it mythology because it's been proven. So it's a history.
It's a history. It's whatever. So a lot of things are there, that stories that we can delve into. Rather than fighting with other religions, we should just tell stories from our history, and make sure that everybody knows about it. That's what it.
Wonderful.
So when you see Avengers, I was saying there were a lot of things which I've read the Mahabharata when I was a kid, 16 years old. I've read the Gita 4 times. I'll read it for the fifth time again to understand it better. Um, and I've read the story of Lord Kartikeya, Subramaniam Swami. Fight sequences जो लिखा है, capture किया है, what you see in Avengers of all the Star Wars and all, it's almost that. It's there. It's a proven fact in some of our Vedas, Rig Vedas and all. There's such a lot of science involved that you cannot discount science away from the Hindu religion.
I
There's a
so
lot of
agree.
science.
I so agree.
Yeah.
And these days there are many mystics who are talking about it in the form of a science rather
Yeah.
than just imparting our information and we taking and agreeing to it.
So the greatest thing, I think I should share this with whoever is watching this right now. You must. So they say now, when we planets ka asar and all that stuff, and people say, some of them are say, how is it possible? I'll tell them why it is possible. During the supernova, the explosion that created this part of the universe, the Milky Way, where we are situated in it, the explosion में छोटे bits are all there in our DNA. Some bits of Rahu is there, some bits of Jupiter, Saturn, all the planets. सब वो मिट्टी हमारे अंदर है. Human beings में बोल रहा हूँ. Here I'm taking everyone and encompassing the whole world and saying that that's why they say that that effect of stars is because of this magnetic small atoms which are there in us. It will always be there. You can't see it, but it's there. And if you don't become a spiritual person, you will have a lot of things to do. But if you can at least pray once a day, don't pray to anyone. Just have a face or something. Pray and say thank you to the universe. You will be fine.
So we look at you as laugh, we look at you as fun, we look at you as one of the finest actor. But people like you, I mean, who make all of us laugh, there are lonely moments for you. And do you all feel, there's an extended question, do you all also feel somebody to make you laugh at those times?
Oh yeah, you do have this journey, and I'm a very private person, strangely. I used to be the quietest kid in the class when growing up days.
Wow,
quietest.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, so most of my conduct in the report cards were always very good. You do need that, Earlier my go-to person was my dad. Or my mom, and what parents can do is, without saying a word, they can just pat your back and say things will be all right. Today you feel that there's nobody to do that for you, So I do miss that, but there are times what I do is, to compensate for that, I speak to my brothers, or I listen to music. And when I listen to music, I'm not on any sort of substance abuse or anything like that. But I feel a connect to the universe. Somehow I'm able to imagine that I'm flying with the stars. I'm there somewhere. I can see things over there, and I see the smallest of little peas going past me. And I feel if that imagination is there within me, I'll always be safe. I feel a great amount of sadness at times. I feel that, sometimes I want to just break down uncontrollably, and just uh, wish that somebody comes in and holds me like that and say that, are you okay? But that's not going to happen, at this stage. And when you go through those moments, it's those moments I just put on my earbuds, listen to music, get myself out of that, or go into some place where there's nobody listening or watching me, and then talk to myself and sort of make myself come out of it. I'll say, okay, I'm giving you 5 minutes for you to go through these emotions. It could be happening to me inside my car, it could be happening to me inside my house, but nobody will come to know about it. So yeah, anger, ghar pe people know, but outside, when you're sitting, I always assimilate how I should react nowadays. So I realized that reacting quickly is of no use. So I keep everything very close. I try to shut down things, and it's not a good thing. But then next day, if I get that, what do you call, the enthusiasm to go to the gym, I go and remove all my frustrations there. So yeah, it is tough. It is tough. You go through rejection nowadays, and after that, when I was young, rejection was fun. अरे इसको बाद में देख लूँगा. But today rejection means a job opportunity has been stopped, money making opportunity has been stopped, and after COVID, that money has to be flowing continuously. And when those things start getting stopped, and that because of A reason, B reason, C reason, or some stupid person just trying to stop, you get angry, then you want to react. And I said, if you react, you're lost. I don't want to lose. So I will never let people know what I'm going through, but I'll always be a fighter, and I'll fight back till I get what I want. So yeah, that's what I am. I will call myself a a fighter, the sky watcher, and the boy from the universe.
Oh, wow. Nice metaphors.
Yeah.
Because we spoke about it, and I know that you have sons who are Gen Z, right?
Yeah.
How it is different these days, because Gen Zs are, take it or leave it. They are not like millennials and before. So they're way too different, and they don't want connection, which I have at least seen.
Yeah.
Please correct me if I am wrong here. Like we needed connection, we
Yeah.
needed somebody, and you said like your father was there, and
Yeah.
you still look, but maybe your way of handling is different now. But Gen Z, they clearly say they don't need connection. What do you think? Where is it all going?
Yeah, that's the scary part, because when I try to find out from my kids, are you okay? I'm okay, that's it. You won't find I need some help. They're all there because today a Google uncle seems to be knowing more than the parents. So Google auntie, sorry, or uncle, whoever your voice is. And so things have changed in that sense. But I think the family values, this is a time when it's all going to come back, because they're going to realize the importance of that one umbrella called family, which is covering you. And I think families also traditionally, they have to change. They have to understand that your views cannot be their views. Their views are going to be different. So do not impose what you think is right on youngsters. Give them an opportunity. Like I always tell my children, see, you take a decision, it's your call. If you are unable to take a call for 1 week, that means you need parental guidance. That's where we should step in. But yeah, I think wives are more in a rush to get things done. So that's another podcast.
Parenting.
I like the concept of live and let live. Everyone will find their journey. Everyone will find their way. Nobody is going to get lost. Yes, we are always there. But that only means like when our parents did have a retirement age. Today's parents, like by the time your kid grows up, you won't be having a retirement age or concept at all. So similarly, there's no retirement age now. Earlier, when parents parents are going to retire, na, the children used to, अरे shit, बैंक का इंटरव्यू के लिए जाना है, बैंक एग्जाम देना, ये देना, वो देना, कैसे भी नौकरी मिलना चाहिए.
Responsibility transfer
हो जाता automatically. So now that is not there. There's no transfer, because everybody, at least after I joined this line, I can't see that happening anymore. But even middle class families, we are all middle class only, but we have seen that shift has happened now. So everyone is working harder. Even if a person retires today, that person is still doing something else.
Yes.
Not necessarily, I'm talking about not people from our line, normal people who go to work 9 to 5 jobs, and even after they retire, they're always doing something extra. You know, sometimes I feel bad, but sometimes I feel maybe that movement is good for people in their 60s, 70s, that they're doing something that itself make you live long. In a way, it's a good thing. In a way, it's a sad thing. In a way, it's a thing of the past.
You know, I'll just have one more question around Gen Z. I recently, not recently, in fact, a year back, I got to know about one of a very close family, friend circle, 14-year boy did a suicide. Having a very little conversation with his parents over a Zoom call. And the parents weren't there. It was a small rejection of like saying, you know, no, you won't get a new phone, you have one. The boy decided to shut the call, shut the door, and hang himself. So this is where the worry is with the Gen Z now, and then we call Gen Alpha and whatnot is coming.
Yeah, see, they got more stress because of social media today. You know, recently he, him, me, her, animal, dog, furniture, the way, lot of things for them to design. I mean, ये सब था नहीं. You know, I always felt that, you know, technology can be used very well to your advantage, and technology is going to be the start of the third world war. You know, unfortunately, it is. We are seeing it. So a lot of things are not what it seems it is. A lot of things are fake news. A lot of things are nonsense. And I just want to tell children out there, anyone out there, you know, going through depression, everyone does. So don't feel that you're alone. You know, never feel that, you know, I'm the only one who's going through. Everybody is going through their own battle. The winner, and you, every one of you are a winner, you do not take that step. Because that is the right of only one chap out there. He's got your joy. He's got his joystick and he's playing with full joy. So if you can get some joy in something, and maybe just listen to music and make yourself the hero of your own story, or the heroine of your own story. Why heroine? Hero of your own story. For your girls also, they also are heroes today. So make yourself the heroes of your own story and fight back, man. There's only one life. What you will be remembered is for the fight back, rather than that you gave up. Don't give up. Things, and these small frivolous things, you know, phone nahi mila, ye nahi mila, boyfriend chhod ke gaya, girlfriend chhod ke gayi. These are bound to happen.
Bullying in schools and
Though
colleges.
that, I think that somebody should come down strongly and stop it. Because educational institutions are not places to go and show your dadagiri and bullying and all that stuff. I think strong action should be taken against them, people who do bullying, because then they are not students. If they are not students, you got no right to be in a school or a educational institute. Remove them. I find it shocking when, you know, people say, अरे हम लोग bully होते थे, ये करते हो, अरे पागल हो गए हो क्या? You know, Bombay में try करके देखो bullying and all that stuff, नानी आ जाएगी, you know. But I don't think bullying is something that should be talked about even in jest, as, you know, अरे it was a good those days we used to do other. Nah, bullying is nonsense, and in an educational institute, bullying should have no place at all. In fact, bullying should not be there at all in life.
Absolutely. So what is one advice that you would like to give your younger self?
You should have completed your ICWA.
You still have a chance?
Now I think that course has changed to something else. I was trying online to find out.
Oh, wow.
But I do use LinkedIn Learning a lot, and I keep on teaching myself about NFTs. I do courses on marketing management, on how to understand Instagram, all those things. There's something called LinkedIn Learning, and if you have downloaded LinkedIn, you'll get it free and just keep on learning.
Yes.
So if you learn, you'll earn. That's one wise man.
And I think leaders are always readers.
Leaders are readers. That's a very nice one, yeah.
Yes, and that's how you also stay relevant.
Oh, absolutely. I read newspapers even today voraciously. I have my tea in the morning. It's an event for me. So that's one simple joy of life that I still enjoy. Chai or newspaper. I have that.
Wonderful. We'll end this here and we'll have a one rapid fire with
Sure.
you. A celebrity you can mimic perfectly in your sleep.
Sachin.
If not comedy, then what?
Villain.
A joke that completely flopped on stage.
Oh God. Lots of them. I don't remember one, but lots of them.
Mimic one Bollywood actor reaction to a bad joke right now.
Nonsense, yeah, dude.
Oh, describe your career journey in a movie title.
Mukaddar ka Sikandar.
Wow, if you could roast one Bollywood celeb, who would it be?
Amitabh Bachchan.
A co-star who always made you laugh on set.
Sajid Khan, Jose Coaco.
What's more difficult, cracking joke or handling trolls?
Cracking jokes.
Wow, one word please use to describe you that isn't true.
Escapist.
A funniest prank you have ever pulled.
Avoided pranks जितना हो सके.
First paycheck amount and what did you do with it?
Oops, in the industry, I think 4,005. 1 second, I'll tell you the exact amount. 250 episodes, 12,000 rupees. I traveled to Chennai after that with that money to meet a film producer director, Prakash. Prakash and Sudha Chandran had facilitated this.
Wow, so we went beyond 60 seconds, but it was really interesting to have you
sorry,
on
the last
with us.
one.
But that was fun. We knew something, 12,400.
Yeah.
Do you even remember if I wouldn't have asked you?
No, I wouldn't.
So interesting. We know that 12,500 रुपए आपने कमाए थे.
Yeah, उस time पे.
Yes. So great. It was great conversation with Suresh Menon, and we end here.